Very well. Welcome back to Let's Play Keepsake. Last time we explored the library. Ooh,
I wonder if we could teleport where we want using the teleport pads.
Unfortunately, teleport pads aren't that flexible. To be effective, they must have two specific points, one for the departure and one for the arrival that can never be changed after its creation.
But would it be possible to build one, let's say, here, and the arrival pad in my hometown?
That's a pretty good idea, Lydia, but the teachers will be the ones who will be able to answer these questions. Who knows, maybe one of them will be willing to help you build one.
that was pretty convenient. I had no idea there was a optional dialogue. I left the game here idling while I was preparing the recording, and suddenly, as soon as I started, optional dialogue. So last time we explored the library, we uncovered the clues that we need to, in order to find the 4 items needed to unlock the way to the sanctuary. Today, we'll start with the first tapestry. This is my favorite of the 4 for reasons. It's one of the ones that we do in the speedrun. We actually do all of them in the speedrun, actually. Well, let me see. There you go. We do this in the speedrun, definitely. We do this. Yeah, we do all of them in the speedrun. But some of them are like easier than others. This one is a cryptic one. It is the most cryptic puzzle in the entire game. And I've studied it a lot, and I'm still not sure whether or not I found the best solution. I feel like there are better solutions, but we'll get to it later, because right now we have to do this thing right here, because that's the first piece toward that magical item. The puzzle I'm looking for, the puzzle I'm talking about, it's not this, it's what will follow.
What is this, Zach?
That's exactly what I was about to ask.
I know. I'm getting used to being a guide. During the first few hundred years after the school was built, this land was still unknown and wild. At every moment during day or night, a mage was standing guard here, ready to sound the alarm in case of danger.
And that thing is the alarm? It looks kind of strange to me.
Hey, don't go faster than the guide. This is not the alarm. It's some kind of game the mage would play to stay awake during night watch.
Ah, I see. Did you ever try it?
Well, I never could. It's always been locked before.
Well, guess what, Zach? We are gonna be the ones to play it. This is a very, very simple puzzle. Every square of this 4x4 grid can either be planet, star, sun, or moon, or nothing. Your goal is basically Sudoku. You have to make all 4 lines, all four rows, all 4 columns, and the 2 diagonals have 1 symbol each. So, for example, we're gonna do planet, star, sun, and moon. Like every row, column, and 2 diagonals must contain these 4 symbols. Actually, there's a very easy way to solve this. You do this first row, then you go over to the sun symbol, you go down 1 square, and you do planet, star, then you go back here, you do sun and moon. Then you're gonna start from here, you're gonna do it the same thing you did here, you're gonna do it backwards. So you're gonna start planet, star, sun, moon. You go under the sun, planet, star, sun, moon. That puts everything in place. Very, very easy and straightforward. So there we go. Planet, star, sun, moon. Below the sun goes another planet. Planet, star, sun, and moon.
what did it do?
I was about to ask you the same thing. It's only displaying a series of numbers. What am I supposed to do with this?
So you can still check this. You don't need to note these down. They are the same every playthrough, and when we will do the actual puzzle, you will have them nearby as reference. Thankfully. We need to go over to the observatory, so it's the yellow teleporter. And here's where it gets crazy. Because this was the easy part, right? Now we're going to go to the observatory, and you're going to see that even when you will do the puzzle, like, even if you know how it works, like, I guess especially if you know how it works, you realize how complex of a puzzle it is. It's much more complicated than anything we've ever seen before. But let's watch this one more time. Let's watch this cutscene for the last time. Actually, we'll have to see it on the way back, probably, unless I decide to cut it. But I have to go all the way up to the telescope. And remember, we saw some constellations on a device while going up toward the telescope. There might be a bit of a cutscene when we go up here. We'll see. I don't know if you've already seen that.
Zach, have you ever heard the tale of the shooting stars?
No, I don't think so.
In my village, many legends were told by the elders about the stars and the moon, but this is the one that struck me the most. The tale relates that if you look at the sky the same night someone dear to you died, you'll see a shooting star. If you stare at it until it stops moving, you'll see a big flash of light, and then a new star will glow brightly at the location where it stopped. When this happens, you'll understand that the soul of the person you lost found peace. Then, every time those who know where to find it look at this star, they will be filled with hope, comfort, and peace of mind.
Nice! That's an awesome tale. Do you believe there's any truth to it?
I can't swear to you that it's true, but I do believe in it. When I will lose someone dear to me, I want to know they found peace and are looking down on me until my time comes to join them.
Alright, so remember this thing? Let's check it one more time. If we activate this device, we are shown various constellations. Now, I'm not gonna go through all of them again. We have already seen it, but let's just take note the fact that each constellation has 4 dots. I probably pointed it out before, and each of those dots point to a certain part of the constellation. Like, for example, here, 3 of the dots point at each of the 3 heads, and 1 points at the tail. Let's see another one. The dragon here. There's the head, the start of the wing, the other tip of the wing. Well, actually, this is not a point. Okay, it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. These ones are middle. They don't really count. So there's like head, wing, tail. Yeah, keep those in mind. With that in mind, let's look at this, the first tapestry. Once the gift of life has been taken for granted, even the art of the strongest one ends up wounded. The mind then becomes poisoned by grief and pain, until feathery soft memories let only happiness remains. These 4 stanzas each point to a certain constellation. You need to figure out the riddle for each stanza. For example, the first one, once the gift of life has been taken for granted, now that points to the siren. And not only the siren, like the stanza doesn't just point you to the constellation, it points you also to a specific star on that constellation. Now, if we look at the siren, the point that the stanza points us to is the belly button. The gift of life, the belly of the siren, we guess we could contain life, because she is a woman. So that's the point that we need to remember. For the second stanza, even the heart of the strongest one ends up wounded. Now that's the Minotaur. The Minotaur is, well, he's strong, right? He's got a lot of muscles. And we have to remember the bicep. It's the right bicep, yeah. the right bicep, that's the start or the point that we need to remember. For the third stanza, the mind then becomes poisoned by grief and pain. Now that's this chimera over here. Is that chimera? I'm not sure what that is, but it's this thing right here. It says poisoned, and this animal has a scorpion's tail, and scorpions usually are poisonous, right? So the point that we need to remember is the tail. For the last one, until feathery soft memories let only happiness remains, that is the griffin, or is the eagle? I mean, it's more like a griffin. And feathery soft memories, feather, that means wing. The tip of the wing, the upmost star on the upper right, that's the one we need to remember. Okay, now that we know that, now that we know all of that, we can now head up.
May I ask, why is the pendant you broke earlier so special?
This pendant already had a very special meaning for Celeste before she gave it to me. When you open it, it plays a beautiful lullaby, the very same one her mother was singing to us when we were young. It was the only keepsake she had from her mom, and she gave it to me. Just as I gave her my doll as a keepsake.
And apparently today is the day of optional dialogue. So we're gonna step on the moon tile. Because if we don't do that, Zach is gonna do it for us.
Now, where can the item we're looking for be hidden?
And here we enter the madness. So let me explain how this works. It's a bit complicated. But we have the whole episode for it, because we're gonna take all of these puzzles, all these 4 big puzzles, we're gonna just take one full episode to explain it so you can do it yourself. Here's how it works. This is the table that we set before down to the base of the tower, of the watchtower. What you can do here is that you can set on this diagram either a row or a column of numbers. That will allow you to watch through here and see a constellation. There are 8 constellations in total, and there are 4 plus 4 rows and columns, that makes 8. So every row points to a constellation, as does every column. So what rows and what columns you set? Well, you don't know. You just gotta try out. Because you really only need 4 constellations. We saw them before. The Griffin, the Siren, the Minotaur, and the Chimera. You only need those 4, because those are the 4 that the stanzas point you to. Now, you don't really need those 4, but these are the ones that the game wants you to do. Okay? You can actually do different ones if you know what you're doing, but that's actually a topic for a completely different video that I want to do just specifically for this puzzle, because it's very interesting. But for now, that's beyond the scope. So we know that we can set either a row or a column on this scheme, or whatever you want to call this thing, to watch through, so that we can watch it through the telescope. How do we do that? Well, you see here there are like sets of 4. Like one set here, another one here, another one here, another one here. Okay, so if we set, like for example, 24, 62, 86, and 11, this is a set of coordinates. If we set these 4 numbers in any of those 4 sets, it doesn't matter what order we put. Like 24, for example, is here. We could put like 62 here, 86 here, 11 here. It doesn't matter. As long as they're all 4 in one of these sets, we can use that set to watch through the telescope and see the constellation. The big ball over here tells us which set to consider. So now it's looking at this one. Now if we push it one more time, now it's looking at this one. And that's how we do it. And here you have 4 rings. If you click a ring, the numbers is going to move. And a big part of the puzzle is trying to figure out how the numbers move, because for every ring is associated a movement. For example, the outmost ring here will spin the numbers on it 1 position clockwise. The 24 went here, it was up here first. 24 moved here, 32 moved over here, 11 moved up here, 62 moved over here. It's very simple and straightforward. The third actually does the opposite. His numbers moved 1 step counterclockwise. So 68 went over here. From it was here, and I went here. 73 went over here. 78 went over here. 46 ended up over here. The second circle moves all the numbers in the two vertical sets, like these ones. It just moves them one position down. So they moved like 62 was at the top. It moved here. The number here, 33 went here, 68 here. This number ends up over here. The number at the bottom ends up at the top. And finally, the innermost circle moves all the numbers on the horizontal sets one step to the right. So 24, well, 11 was here, moved over here. This one again here, this one went here, 73. Well, if we do it again, well, 51 was over here, 51 ended up over here. And the number at the very right ends up at the very left. These are the 4 movements that you can do. So you can do, you can spin the outermost circle clockwise. You can move the numbers down. You can move the numbers right. You can spin the third circle counterclockwise. Using these movements, you have to make the combinations that you want. And that's where things get complicated. So let's see. Let's try to do this line over here. Actually, no. Let's do the vertical. 24, 78, 50, 51, 87. Okay. 24 is over here. Where is 78? 78 is over here. Okay. Let's see. 78 is over here. Let's see if I can find all of the numbers. 51 is over there. Okay. They're pretty close. And 87 is... Okay, so these two are pretty close. So we can probably try to build it on the vertical. Well, 24 is already... Like, I can spin this number and 3 times and end up over here near the other two. And that's already something we can do here very easily. Really, this kind of seems like a Rubik's Cube. But you're allowed to build the faces of the cube one at a time. Let's say, okay, so we have 24, 78, 87, 51. We're missing 51. Okay, so here's what I'm doing. I can... Yes, I'm gonna move this one once to the right. Ends up over here. Okay, then I'm gonna move them down. All the numbers here are gonna go down one position. Right now, this 51 is gonna spin 3 times, end up over here. This one moves counterclockwise, so I have to do it 3 times, unfortunately. That's fine. No problem at all. We'll end up over here. 51, 87, 78, and 24. So all I need to do is push this 24 all the way down there. So just 3 times. 3 times the ring number 2, I guess. I call these rings 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's the notation I have for both the speedrun and, well, when I will explain the video. When we'll do the video when we explain this puzzle better. I'll have that notation, but... Anyways, 24, 78, 87, 51. That's that column. Let's move the golden ball. Let's see what we see through that. What do we see? That's a constellation that we don't have to do. That's the Medusa. We don't need that Medusa. So we fucked up. That was not one of the constellations that we needed. Well, let's move to the next one. 62, 33, let's see that one. 62 is here, 33 is down here. 46 is over here. Okay, those two are pretty close. And then what's the next one? 25. 25 is... Oh crap, super close, look at that. 3 numbers. We have 3 numbers over here, the third one is over here. Well, the fourth one actually. So, here's what I'm thinking. If this number were on this ring, I can keep moving them down. Yeah, I will do this. Super easy. We're gonna move this down a few times. Let's see, I think one more time. 2 more times, okay. When you do this a lot, you start already seeing like the various patterns, and now you can get the numbers in the place that you want. So we're gonna do this. Then move this 3 times. And in the speedrun, we are actually forced to do this puzzle. And that's why I'm trying to research the fastest way possible to do it. And it's not easy. Because you'll see in the bonus video, this thing can be solved in so many different ways. Alright, 62, 33, 15, 47, 2 more times, okay. I'm building up the second column. This column over here, I'm building it up over here. And it should be done. 33, 62, 46, 25, there it is. Easy peasy. What do we get here? Oh, this is the Chimera. Actually, it's called the Manticore. So we click on the tail. That's the number that we want, 33. You can also click on others. Every star will light up a different number. And we only want the numbers of the 4 stanza. You can light up others if you want, but the puzzle will not solve until only the 4 numbers that you need are lit up. So we only need the 33, the tip of the tail. That's it. That's all we want. We leave onto another constellation. Let's do this column over here. So 86. 86 is over here. 59. Okay, it's on the same row. That's cool. Then you have 73. 73 is down there. Okay, I can spin that immediately. And 68. 68 is there. Okay, this is going to be a little bit harder. All right, then. So I'm going to... Let's see. What's the fastest way? I'm going to get this guy, I think. Yeah, I'm going to get this guy where I want it. Okay. So 86 is this one. So we have 86, 73. 86, 73, 59. Okay, so these 3 numbers are here. 1, 2, and 3. This number isn't. I can put this down over here, I think. And then I can move to the right, spin up. Yeah, it's... I can't really do that now, can I? I'm trying to think of the fastest way of doing it. Again, it's not easy. But I think I have a solution anyway, so I'm gonna get the 60... What was it? 59, 59, 73, 86, and wait, what? Where's the 68? There it is. Okay. So I'm looking at the 68. I'm gonna have him go down twice. I want to move him down there, and then I'll think about it. At least now he can spin. So this one can spin now. I can get this 86 all across the board over here. That will leave the perfect place for the 68 to just spin in here. So it'll be just 4 times this circle. That will put the 86... It'll just move like this set over here to this place. And then I can just spin the other number in. Alright, counterclockwise 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. That should put it in place. We already have the ball here as well. 59, 73, 68, 86. What do we see? The siren. Okay, remember the siren? We click the belly button. That's the number we need. We're out. Alright, let's do the final column then. This one. Let's do 11. 47, which is over here. Okay, see that. 32. Ooh, it's close by. Okay. And 95 is... Okay, it's up here. Near 11. Okay, so this is what I can do. I can move you guys once. And then I can spin this number out of here. I'm gonna spin it, was it like counterclockwise? Therefore, I'm gonna spin 95 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so we're only missing 11 now. So what I can do is I can get 11 over here by doing this twice. Move all the numbers down twice, so 1 and 2. Now 11 is in the 3rd circle. That means he can spin. He gets to spin. Now we're gonna move them once to the right. That will allow me to spin the 11 up there. And then I just keep moving them to the right, and then they'll end up in this position again. a couple of times, yeah. Another movement and I'll be done. 11, 95, 47, 32. What's this? This is the Minotaur. The bicep. Lights up to 47. And we're good. Now, the last constellation that the game wants you to do, if I remember correctly, is this row over here. So it's 87, 25, 68, 95. Let's see where they are. 86. Actually, 87. Where's 87? 87 over here. 25 up there. 68 over there. 95. Oh god, they're all across the. They're everywhere. Okay, but there. 3 of them are in this circle, but it doesn't matter. What it matters is the one on the outer circle. You know what? I'm gonna spin this once down here. I'm gonna get it closer to 87. So now I have 87, 68 are here. Okay. 95. So these two here. 95 here. And 68. Where's 68 go? Oh, there's 68 over here. 87, 87, 68, 25. Okay, 25 is over here. So we need we need these two and these two. Fastest way to do it? I can get this guy over here, then spin it down. I can also get this guy here and spin it down. Let's do it with a 95, I guess. One position to the right, then spin it in position. Just once, and it'll spin down here. Now that means that the 25 is the only one that we're missing. Well, how do we get this guy in a good position? Well, we have to move these guys down. We have to. We have to get this guy away from here. Because really from here, it can only go down. So you go down once. That's what we're going for. Okay. Well, I can spin you in position and then just move them down. Right? I'm gonna do this twice. 25 ends up at the bottom of the third circle. And we have them in sequence. 95, 87, 68. We just move them down 3 times and we're done. We set them up over here. 1, 2, and then 3. Now, before we do the last one, let me tell you something. We've done this column, this column, this column, and this row. But if I remember correctly, 78 and 59, actually no, what was it? Was it 33 and 47? 33 and 47, okay. 33 and 47, I just want you look at this. 33 and 47 are in this row. We could have done the constellation on this row and immediately light up 2 stars that weren't corresponding to 33 and 47, although there would be no hint for us to do that, but that would have made it faster. This is actually the Cerberus. You light up I think the middle head and the tail, and that gives you 2 numbers for the price of 1. Game does not tell you to do that, but it's possible. That's what I meant before with you can also use constellations that the game does not want you to use. But we're going to do the intended solution. We're going to talk more about this again in the extra episode. We have the griffin, tip of the tail. That's what we want.
Whoa! What is that strange container?
See? I was right when I said this was probably hiding something.
Look, there's some kind of stone full of holes floating inside of it.
This is a meteorite. They showed us one last week, but it was much smaller.
What's a meteorite?
It's some part of a shooting star that has landed on Earth.
It sounds magical enough to me to be one of the 4 items we're looking for.
Found in the observatory, this is a fragment from a shooting star fallen from the sky. That's our first of the 4 magical items. And next time on Keepsake, we're gonna go after another one. See you all in the next video.